Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Janet Crescent.
And I'm Justin Riley, and we are in beautiful Baraboo, Wisconsin. Took a lovely drive up here this morning to film at Oliver Motors.
We're at Oliver Motors. I have not ever met them before until we started coming here. And talking to Jake is the finance manager. We'll talk with him a little bit later, but I was asking him how business was going, and he said it's been going really well, and I asked him why he thought so. And it seems like the biggest thing is that they really try to have something for everybody when it comes to getting a car.
Yeah.
So if your New Year's resolution is to get a new car.
To get a new car.
Or a new 2U
Leave that hunk
car.
of junk behind. This might be the place for you.
This might be the place, yeah.
You know, I think it might be the TV that they're doing. That's attributes to the business that they're getting. So
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
So we're going to look forward to speaking with Jake. We've met him for the first time, and that'll be fun today. I'm really excited about this. We're going to be talking with Corey from Baraboo Broadcasting. There is a low-power broadcast TV station and a radio station right here in Baraboo. And you know that our viewers know that we're all about local, and so we get a chance to talk with somebody else who's doing something similar on an even more local level.
Yeah, and from what I've been hearing from him, people are loving it in Baraboo to have not just the local events, local news, whatever, but having someone local doing it.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, he's been doing it for about 7 months now, and I think it's going real well since he's taken over.
I'm going to be tuning in on my radio on the drive back to Madison.
Yeah. If you are hungry, you may or may not want to tune in for this next segment because I'm guaranteeing you it's going to make you hungry or hungrier. Luis from Quesadillas is going to join us. He was with us last month, and we're going to bring him back in here to have a chat and talk a little bit about his food. And
I know what Justin's going to be doing on his drive back to Madison.
oh, you better believe it. That's coming up right here after the break here in Wisconsin Family, so stick with us.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Janet and I have taken the beautiful drive up to Oliver Motors here in Baraboo, and we're really excited to talk with Jake later on in the program. But first, I'm really excited about our next guest because we're talking broadcasting. We're talking local broadcasting, which, as most of our viewers hopefully know, that's what we're all about. This is Corey Hartman, owner of Baraboo Broadcasting. How are you, Corey?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Yeah, so glad you could join us today. Talk to us about what Baraboo Broadcasting is. What all do you do?
Sure. So Baraboo Broadcasting, we've got an AM and an FM radio station right here in Baraboo, small town local radio,
sure.
Which is kind of our thing. And so we also have a TV station, a low-power TV station here that broadcasts a lot of local programs, church and parades and that sort of thing. And so it really keeps us busy. We've got a whole new format on the FM, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But in addition to that, we also run the City of Baraboo cable channel for them. We've got a contract with the city, and so we put the garbage collection schedules and the city council meetings, and so I'm at 2 common council meetings a month recording that and broadcasting that live and taking care of that. And then of course we're online, we're streaming, we got web, we got social, but we're really about Baraboo and Dells and Sauk Prairie and the local area.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you know, Corey, we've had interviews with lots of the Baraboo businesses here, and
Sure.
it seems like a really great community to join. And so you're the owner of the station. You're also on the air, so people might recognize the voice. Here's the face to go with that.
Yeah, right. I'm on 3 to 7 in the afternoon on the radio. So.
There you go. When did you actually purchase and take over this?
Yeah, so we took over about 7 months ago. It was end of June of 2017, and so we were able to take over from Jeff and Ann Smith, who had owned the station for a long time, did a fantastic job with the local community and the local station, owned it for years and years, and we're just kind of picking up the football and taking it forward and trying to add in some new technology and some new things to what we do here in Baraboo.
Local TV and local radio, I think, is kind of becoming a more up and coming thing because, people love local. They love you know, they track their food miles, for crying out loud. So,
Right.
You know, what, as a local radio and TV station owner, what is most important to you? What do you think is the pinnacle? What are you hoping for?
It's really the people. You know, like I've said before, I just kind of push the buttons. It's their radio station.
Yeah.
So it's really what the people want, and what they want is that small town information flow.
Yeah.
They want to know, you know, what's happening with their kids, what's happening with the roads, what's happening with the weather.
Right.
You know, it's a huge thing. They want to hear good music. They want to hear, you know, upbeat people first thing in the morning. They want to drive home and laugh at a joke that I tell badly or something. And so they want all of those things, and they don't want to be talked to by, you know, some guy in Denver or, you know, New York or whatever. They want to know that the person that's here is actually in Baraboo talking to them, and that's what we have with a locally owned radio station.
Yeah.
All right, so if people do want to hear the bad jokes, or at least the poorly delivered jokes, let's talk about the radio station. So talk about the format and when people can listen, how they can listen.
Sure. So we changed the format about 3 or 4 months ago to the best of the 80s and 90s. So we're playing a lot of, you know, pop music that people remember. It's kind of nostalgic, and we do throw in a few new songs now and again, just to kind of cleanse the palate, we say. And you know, you got to hear Bruno Mars, right? You know, you got to have Bruno on there. And so you know, again, it's a fun station. It's an upbeat station, and you can listen at 99.7 on the FM. It's a smaller signal, so you kind of have to be in Baraboo or the, you know, kind of 25 miles surrounding Baraboo. Sure. But we're also online, so that's nice. So if we've got the WRPQ app, you just go download that on your phone, and also go to our website, and we've got the Listen Live stream there. So we've got a lot of people that listen at work that maybe can't get it in an old brick building or whatever, and so they listen online. And again, just trying to layer on the technology on top of what's already kind of here. So.
That's awesome that you have an app. I think my goal in life is to have at least one full screen on my phone filled with local radio apps from around the country.
Yeah.
That'd just be so cool.
Yeah,
so.
you know, you used to have to actually drive around and punch the dial. You know? Now you just grab your phone and, I want to listen to Minneapolis or Ottumwa, Iowa, and you punch it up and you're there. So it's
that's awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
So you've owned the station now for about 7 months. What are your plans for 2018?
You know, again, we are going to just continue to upgrade our streaming capabilities. We're doing a lot more with video. We did a Facebook Live thing about 2 weeks ago with wrestling. So 5 hours of wrestling live on our Facebook page, and you know, like 10,000 people watched that. So, and you know, Grandma got to watch it in Arizona and Florida, and watch their kids wrestle. So again, trying to bring Baraboo to the masses, really.
Great. You said earlier, give the people what they want. We have about 30 seconds left. How do people get a hold of you to tell you what they want?
Sure. Well, you can always stop by. We're right downtown Baraboo, right off the square, about a half block on Oak Street. Otherwise, go to our Facebook page, 99.7 Max FM, and you can get us there. We always answer the telephone too, so 355-9970, and we'll still take requests, just like old time radio. So.
Awesome. Well, Corey Hartman, owner of Baraboo Broadcasting, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Don't go away. We'll be right back here at Oliver Motors with Wisconsin Family. Stick around. Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at Oliver Motors in Baraboo, and we're going to talk with Dell a little bit later on in the program. There's something for everybody here at this business, which I really just love. But first, we're talking food today, and I'm joined now by Luis Flores, who owns Quesadillas right here in Baraboo. How are you, Luis?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for coming out today.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And it should be noted that Quesadillas is just right down the street from, next door, literally next door to Oliver Motors. So I hope the drive-in wasn't too bad. So.
Not too bad.
Tell us a little bit about Quesadillas, how it got started, and what's the sort of history behind it?
Quesadillas was something that was always on the back of my mind, and it's been in my family's history. The whole restaurant, making food, just waking up in the morning to some hot tortillas. That was always been in the back of my mind. In high school, it started off in high school where I was in the culinary arts team.
Oh wow!
And it was really cool. It was my first year. I started off, and we ended up taking second place in state. So
Culinary arts team. They
That's
had
right,
one of those
yeah.
at your school. That's
That's right.
awesome. That's
here
awesome.
at Sauk Prairie High School, so
Okay.
that was the first time that they had launched the culinary arts team. So I decided, why not?
Yeah.
So we started getting into that, and that's where I guess the whole passion for making food started. And then eventually I ended up joining the military, went off into the military for almost 8 years. Then I got out and I'm back in Baraboo, Wisconsin.
There you go. There you go. Did you get to work in the mess hall when you were in the military?
Yeah, every once in a
Okay,
while.
all right.
We did our rounds. So.
I bet you your colleagues really enjoyed those days that you
Oh
were.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So it
With
was
that
the
little
best.
loving touch to the food.
It was a great experience. It was
Yeah.
a great experience. But I started talking to my family, and I threw the idea out there, and they've always been very supportive. So it's a whole team that we're putting this together to go ahead and bring the community something that's fresh, something that's new.
Right. Right. That's awesome.
So you've been open about 6 months now.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a family endeavor.
Yes, ma'am.
And one of the things that you said was important to you is to have food available that's not fast food, but not necessarily sit-down dining either.
Right.
That's correct.
And so tell us a little bit about the menu that you have.
The menu consists of we try to bring the customer, like I said, something that's fresh. So it consists of some tacos, quesadillas, burritos, sopes, enchiladas, tamales. So it's all really good, and the best thing is that we try to make it as fresh as possible.
Right.
So we're rolling out the tortillas out in front of you. You get to choose whether you want flour, whether you want corn tortillas.
Wow.
So pretty much build your own meal. Yeah.
So this isn't just like you make the tortillas from scratch and then you have them sit there for the day. I mean, you make the tortilla in front of the customer. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's right.
That's incredible.
So the customer gets to choose the tortilla, the meats that they want inside, the toppings, lettuce, tomato, onions, whatever it is that they like. As long as it's reasonable, I say, we can make it happen.
We can make it happen. All right.
I know where we're going after this interview.
I'm seriously thinking about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not that far. So, well, that's awesome. So, do you have anything coming up? I mean, we're after Christmas now. We're kind of between Christmas and New Year's, depending on when you're watching this.
Right.
But do you have anything coming up? Do you have week or daily or weekly specials or anything like that?
Yeah, we're starting to get a special every single day. So what we're trying to do is get these specials out there so people can start tasting some new food. A lot of people in the community haven't tasted the food that's made in our particular style, which is Southern Texas style.
Southern Texas.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. And so we have on Mondays we're starting to do chiles rellenos, which is really cool. It's a bell pepper that's breaded and it has either cheese or ground beef inside. It's
Wow.
delicious. I just ate one yesterday.
It's
It
a
was
breaded bell pepper. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
breaded bell pepper with some ground beef inside and some cheese, served with some rice, beans, and a drink.
Now, how many of these recipes that you're talking to us about today are from your family? Things that your family, mom, dad, whoever, made from scratch?
So a lot of the recipes that we have, you can find in almost every Mexican home.
Sure.
The thing is that each Mexican home does it differently.
Right.
So it's all very delicious. I'm sure that you go wherever it is that you go, I'm sure you'll find something that's delicious. What we make is the tortillas. We have the family recipe for tortillas, the salsas.
Yeah.
Customers like to try the salsas. The salsas are also made from scratch. So we do them every morning. We put out some fresh salsa.
Look at him. He's so
I'm just drooling here. I mean, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
some,
awesome.
Some fresh salsa, some fresh horchata, jamaica, which is rice water and hibiscus tea.
Yeah.
So that's all. So on Mondays we're doing chile rellenos. On Tuesdays and Thursdays we're doing Taco Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
Which are delicious. It's 2 corn tortillas with the meat of your choice, cilantro, onions, or else you can go and decide to go the Tex-Mex route where it's lettuce, tomato, bacon, avocado, cheese,
I'm
sour
in.
cream.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, if you have any questions about specials, numbers on the screen, give him a call. Luis Flores from
That's right.
Quesadillas, thank you so much
That
for
is
joining
correct.
us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Don't go away, there's more Wisconsin Family coming up after the break. Stick around.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Justin and I took a drive out to beautiful Baraboo, Wisconsin. We're at Oliver Motors and getting to know the folks here a little bit better. Join in here and you'll meet Jake Leland, who's the finance manager here at Oliver Motors. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
So you've been telling us before the cameras started that business has been really good here at Oliver Motors, and I'm wondering what's new right now with you folks.
Yeah, business has been great. I guess the big new thing right now is we've really got our classic car apparel and collectibles up and running. Last time you guys were here, I think we just mostly had a couple T-shirts, mostly, Shelby apparel, and now we've got over 22 different, shirts with different makes, models, and designs. So a little bit of something for everybody, whether you're, a Shelby person or, Ford or
Sure.
Mustangs or, just kind of a little bit of everything. And
What's Shelby?
oh, those that's a classic
Oh, no.
Mustang. So I mean,
Really?
Shelby
Okay.
Mustang is definitely a little bit different than just your regular line Mustang out there.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
yeah, or maybe your Mopar, so
Sure.
a different shirt or a different hat for every person out there.
Sure.
And then just on top of that too, we've got our garage signs that are for sale.
Yeah.
We've got Diecast Cars for sale. So previously, we just had that a little bit of a display out there, and now we've got the website linked up as well. So you can go on to olivermotors.com, and then you can go to our website as well and actually shop for this as well. So you don't have to just come in store anymore. You can see everything online.
Okay, I'll admit I didn't know what die-cast cars were either, so I actually got one to show you in case
Okay.
you weren't like me. But they have these, they're to scale.
They're to scale, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're replicas, exact replicas of, this one would be like a newer specialty car out there, but you can get replicas of, 1970 Dodge Challengers or really anything that's out there. So it's just another opportunity for people to find something a little bit different here. And, it's not always just about what's on the lot, it's also what's inside the showroom.
Exactly, and this is very impressive, the detail that is on here. I picked my favorite hat. I love anything Route 66. And with
There you
these garage signs too, you have actually, my favorite also is probably the Route 66, but these would be fun for your car aficionado or just
Yeah.
garage geek kind of guy.
Garage
that
geek, I like that. Never heard that term before.
might like to deck out their
Yeah.
garage with a few of those things.
Definitely something to just kind of hang up on the wall or just kind of, maybe accessorize an area of your house but they're just, they're so retro and they're so classic, I think anybody can really appreciate them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we have some ideas on how we can accessorize our garage or parts of our house, even ourselves. What about accessorizing our cars?
So yeah, definitely. The vehicle accessories department has been going really, really great for us. Especially recently here with the cold snap, one of our big sellers has been, hooking people up with remote start systems.
Love it.
Yeah, they're kind of a must-have in the winter.
Yeah.
So that's been going great.
That's a great gift too, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. I actually have a friend of mine who got one of those for his wife. So, I mean, you can't go around with remote start in the winter.
Valentine's Day is just
There
around
you
the
go.
corner.
It's still cold Valentine's Day.
And then another thing that's been really popular is people wanting to just accessorize their vehicles and make them stand out, So just recently we had a gentleman that came in with his truck and he was looking for bed rails, chrome mirrors, even underlighting kits, He just really wanted to make his truck stand out from everything else on the road. And it's nice to be able to help people do that so that your truck really catches everybody's eye or, whatever
make
it is
it
that
your
you're looking
own.
to do. Yeah,
Make it your own. Yeah.
Making it your own.
You also have window tint and
Yeah.
aftermarket cruise control.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There's a lot we can
Backup
do.
cameras too. You can add those on. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I got a chance to drive an Escalade not too long ago, and it had a backup camera. Those are just so nice. I mean, I'm still used to going like this.
Right.
But when I was driving this car, which wasn't mine, by the way, I promise you,
I know,
it's
it's
just so nice to be able to see that and know exactly, and it beeps at you even if
Yeah.
you do miss something.
Well, it's a really popular selection for like trucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially when you're trying to back onto a trailer or something
Yeah.
like that. It just takes the guessing right out of it.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I had no idea that could be an aftermarket thing. All right. Let's see. Tax season. So you have a special coming up regarding tax season?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's tax season's kind of basically already here. You know, with the way the last 2 months went, you know, November and December were just fantastic, and January is gearing up to be our best January ever. So, really what we're doing with tax season right now, though, is, you know, Dell and the owner, they've been really aggressively buying vehicles so that we can get our lot back up to, you know, 40, 45 cars. That way there's just a little bit of everything for everyone. You know, we want to make sure we have a wide selection available for people. And the other thing is, too, is we're trying to make sure that we keep a lot of that inventory within that $6,000 to $13,000 price range. So it's also affordable as well. And that means maybe you use your tax return as the purchase, or maybe you use it as, you know, a substantial down payment so that you can really get into that vehicle you're looking to get into.
Absolutely.
And then that takes us to your position as the finance guy.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll help you out with that.
Yeah, and with that, we've actually partnered with a couple new lenders. So that's nice too, because now these new lenders will really assist us in helping people get into vehicles, even if their credit is less than perfect. So.
Less than perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So there's options for everybody, as usual.
Yes, definitely.
Always expanding. So let's talk a little bit about promotions. We've got a couple of minutes left. What kind of promotions are you running this month, next month?
Yeah, the current promotion we're doing right now is really geared towards just getting the public aware of, you know, our apparel, our collectibles and stuff like that. So
These things here.
yeah, these different things right here. So if you go on to our Facebook page, and we just recently did a post, if you like that post and then share that post and then come on in, that is kind of your way to redeem for 10% off any of our shirts, our hats, you know, the collectibles, the signs, the things that we kind of talked about.
Even these things here.
Even those right there, yeah.
And these are pricier, so a 10% discount
Yeah,
is gonna
really, really cool. And it's
gonna
just
help.
a great way to just kind of, you know, share that with people and get people to see that there is more here than just, you know, what's on the lot. There's a lot on the inside to be a one-stop shop so that people can really look for those things that are maybe, you know, hard to find or help people out, and, you know, gift-giving ideas for the people that are hard to shop for.
Yeah.
And then what we're also doing with that is, if you do want to get a car, you know, we'll give you an extra $100 off the already sale price of the vehicle.
Awesome.
We want to make sure we mention the Heroes discount. Now, this was something I think you started around Veterans Day,
Yeah.
but you decided it's
permanent.
It's a permanent
So-
discount. Tell our viewers what that is.
Yeah, we did that around Veterans Day. You know, I'm prior service active duty. You know, Dell's kids are in the, you know, they're in the Navy Sea Cadet program, and we just really wanted to not only just kind of do that out for Veterans Day, but we thought about it as like, you know, this should just be a year-round thing. You know, our military, our first responders, our police officers, our firefighters, you know, they do so much for us, and it's so easy to just kind of forget about them throughout the year and maybe only remember them like on Veterans Day or something like that. So we're like, you know, this should just be a permanent year-round thing. Anybody that comes in that's, you know, active duty, prior service, you know, a first responder, like I was saying, you know, whatever the sale price is of the vehicle, that difference from sale price to retail, we'll give you an extra 10% off. It's just our small little way of saying thanks. We really appreciate everything you do for us, and, you know, it's just, we don't want to take you guys for granted ever.
That's great, Jake. Oliver Motors and Jake, thank you so much for having us here.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
We're out of time. We'll have to come back and get up to speed again with you folks.
Definitely.
Pardon the expression.
Up to speed. I love it.
That's it for our show today. Thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you to all of our guests. And we'll see you next time on Wisconsin Family.